to Buffalo Bills pregame Week 6 against the Arizona Cardinals. Good news, we're tied for second in the division, one game off the lead, and we have a chance this week against a scared-looking Arizona Cardinals team. They got beat up pretty bad by the lowly St. Louis Rams. Despite their good record going into the game, they looked pretty awful. And we might have a chance. The Arizona Cardinals do not have a multitude of weapons on offense, even though our defense has looked horrible, giving up 97 points in 2 games. Honestly, we've looked bad on both sides of the ball. But Cobb has not looked good whatsoever. He's getting worse as the season progresses, where their defensive coordinators are getting more footage on him, figuring it out. He's sacked 9 times last week against the Rams, who didn't come into the season with a vaunted pass rush. Despite the hostile environment being on the road, West Coast for 2 weeks now, is this the game for the Bills to snap out of their funk?
It's definitely going to be better than the Patriots game and the 49ers game. I can't imagine it being nearly as bad. I don't think we're going to come out of our funk just yet. We are playing a 4-1 team, a very successful 4-1 team at that. That's been doing good things. And the Bills have not won on the West Coast since 2002. So I don't think we're going to beat that 10-year streak anytime soon, not against a 4-1 team. But in terms of Kevin Cobb, I think we can do a lot better on him. I've never really liked Cobb. He's really surprised me the first few weeks. I never really thought he was a starter to begin with. So hopefully we can generate some pressure and do better this week.
As is often the case when you work for a multinational media outlet like Buffalo Bills pregame, you're censored as to what you can say. So all I can say is that our quarterback is inaccurate.
Yeehaw! Ryan Lindley, San Diego State.
There is a quarterback controversy, though, in Arizona. Skelton versus Cobb. Skelton started the season. Cobb took over as a result of injury. So what do you think? You think Arizona might go back to Skelton if they do have a bad performance this week?
Well, he has to be healthy. Right now he's listed 3rd in the depth chart behind Ryan Lindley from San Diego State. So I think they're still going to stick with Cobb. I don't see a Skelton sighting happening. But if it comes down to that and they start debating putting in an injured or not so good Skelton, I think the Bills will have a really good chance to win. So the controversy could come to our advantage if the Bills are able to generate some pressure.
The Cardinals fans were very excited with the good start they started off with. And after getting embarrassed by a team they thought they should beat in the Rams, and if things start going badly at home against a team they think they should beat, the Bills, I can see the crowd really getting on Cobb if he underperforms. The defense of the Cardinals has led them to the 4-1 record. What parts of the defense of the Cardinals do we have to avoid?
Well, Patrick Peterson is starting to come into his own. He's looking pretty good as far recently, so that's one main thing. We got to avoid their front 7 at all costs, which is hard because we should be a running team. So that's a big thing we have to avoid there. And, I mean, truthfully, I think the way we do it is we just try not to be every other down with our running backs. Whoever's hot, play. If Fred Jackson's doing good, don't throw Spiller in the next drive. Let him play it out. If Spiller's doing good, let him play it out. Start whoever, but if they're hot, don't mess with it. See who's doing better against that front 7.
A simple drive-by-drive rotation is very painful to watch with these 2 running backs, and I feel that we're not utilizing the skills of both of them. Like, we're telling the other team that only this running back will be on the field for this drive, and we're really limiting our options as to what kind of looks we're giving the other team. When the Bills have been looking good this season, though, it's been because our offensive line has been dominant. Now they've experienced several injuries. A very young Sam Young might even be making a start at left tackle this week. What do you think of our prospects with the offensive line this week?
Offensive line's horrible right now. Who do we have now? Wood, Piers. That's it from our originals. Oh, I'm sorry, Levitre's still there. But unless we have some good, what's the whole I'm looking for? 23 routes going on. We're not doing much on that, and that's going to hurt the line, and the front 7 of Arizona is going to dominate. So, to answer your question, the line is really a huge reason for the lack of production last week on the offense. First week we didn't have the starters for the offensive line, and we only scored 3 points.
a certain inaccurate starting quarterback for the Bills lives in Arizona. Do you think he will try to play any better, or is his inability to complete a pass well?
Hometown stories always are a good thing in the NFL. Everyone likes it, like when Rob Gronkowski comes back to Buffalo. You know, you're looking for him to do well or whatever. Even though he didn't even do that well against the Bills, except for that touchdown. But I think Fitzpatrick will show a little bit more than he did the last two games. I think he will have a hometown backing of some kind there, but his arm's been looking really weak. I don't know what's going on there, and I think if they don't change up the offense and just take the ball out of his hands, to be honest with you, find a way to make sure that he has the ball as little as possible, Fitzpatrick's not going to do well. They throw it all on Fitzpatrick's back. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to pull through.
Having given up 9 sacks in the last game, do you think we can expect similar numbers from the Bills hurting pass rush this season?
Well, we're hurting a lot more now because Mark Anderson's out for an indefinite amount of time, which means Chris Kelsey is going to have to step up. And Kyle Moore. I want to see what Kyle Moore's going to do. We got rid of Sean Merriman because Kyle Moore apparently is awesome backup. So I really want to see what's going to happen with that. Maybe that could generate some pass rush, getting the new guy in. I mean, if Kyle Moore... I'm going to stick on Kyle Moore for a second here. I mean, if Kyle Moore gets some good playing time and can show that he can play in this league, then that'll generate some good pass rush for us.
The wide receivers of the Arizona Cardinals, of course, Fitzgerald, probably the best athlete at the position right now in the NFL. Andre Roberts, opposite him, also doing very well this season. Do our defensive backs that have been sketchy at best stand a chance against this pair?
No. I don't. There's no... Their highlight is their receivers right now. I mean, Ryan Williams is a decent running back, but he's nowhere near superstar mentality.
They're 31st in the league in runs this season.
Yeah, and that's because their line is weak. I mean, the Jets cut a guy who they're starting. I mean, that's where Austin Howard was thrown in for, because the guy they cut is now starting for the Cardinals. Their line looks bad. Levi Brown's hurt for them. So their run game isn't where it is. I mean, Kevin Cobb, as long as someone's open, he'll get it to him. And guess what? We can't cover anyone in the backfield. And I don't see any reason why that's going to change between last week and this week. We haven't found a way to improve it. So, and they're going to know what to do. They're just going to throw it all over us. I'm sorry, I'm not being really optimistic here, but they're going to destroy us on the passing game.
How much does losing Mark Anderson affect the Bills' defense this week?
Like I said before, it does, but again, with Kyle Moore coming in, it might add a random spark to us because he wasn't doing much before, so it's not like we're losing much. I hate to say that. I'd rather him be in, but maybe we can get a spark with our second string.
Well, on to a lighter topic. The discussion topic this week submitted by one of my biggest fans, Mark Vader. How you doing, Mark? We wanted to know who is it more important for the Bills to re-sign this offseason, Bird or Levitri?
Yeah, maybe they should resign. I don't know. But, okay, I think you and I are going to differ here. You can always draft another lineman, and Levitri's never really impressed me that much. I think he's a solid lineman, but he's nowhere like a Reuben Brown or even an Eric Wood. So I'd say, because he's not playing.
Careful, Reuben's driving.
Truth, but I would have to say that I'd go with Bird. I mean, he's the Pro Bowler. He hasn't shown it recently, but I think he's earned it. And if you have to choose between those two, and it's a tough choice, I'd keep Bird.
I'm going to surprise you, Jared. I'm going to agree with you. I think Bird he's more of a household name here in Buffalo. He always finds himself near the ball, and even if he's not making the interception, it's almost got that Roscoe excitement when you see the ball in the air and Bird's there. You can feel the electricity in the stadium pick up for a second. He's always like hawking the ball, and people really enjoy him being on the team. And I think in an off-season where they're going to need every political relations victory they can get, then they do not need to lose someone who is so affectionately or so fond of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Keys to the game this week. Is there anything that the Bills can do to win?
The only thing the Bills can do to win is generate a pass rush finally. We've done it a little bit against the Chiefs and the Browns, and we won those games, go figure. There's been no pass rush the last 2 weeks, so we have to generate a pass rush this week, get Cobb on the ground so we can throw to those receivers.
I cannot be censored in the keys to the game, so I will say, and will continue to say from here on out, that we need better quarterback play if we're going to win any of these games. Our quarterback is terrible. His arm is weak. He is inaccurate. I don't care if he's making the best decisions on earth. Go play chess where decision making is pentultimate. Here we need athletes. Our quarterback is awful. We need a new quarterback. Key to the game. Who do you have to win?
Okay, so apparently putting Thigpen in the game will make us win. I'm going to go with, unfortunately, the Cardinals. I think we're going to either get the Titans game or the Cardinals game. 4-1 team. I wanted to root for the Bills, but 2002, last time we won, 4-1 team. It'll be closer, though. We're going to lose 24-17.
I also have a similar pick, 24-20 Arizona. Next game, we're going to be playing the Titans,
Who have a mini bye.
who has a mini bye just like Arizona does this week. The NFL scheduling not fond of the Bills this season, at least this stretch.
Queen
But-
City Miracle.
You can tell we're awfully excited to continue doing the Buffalo Bills pregame, and maybe Bison's here soon. At least they're not losing. Who?